Hey guys, it's Justin again, and this time we're going to be painting some miniatures from the game Warcry. These are the Iron Golems. They come out of the box set. I think they're really cool looking, and I wanted to show you how I painted them. I didn't really shoot for a high quality standard here. I just kind of wanted something that was going to look good on the table. To get started, I base coated all the skin. I did this with a mix of a medium to light gray, and I mixed in a little bit of sky blue. I wanted a cool base for the skin to contrast all the colors that were going to be in the armor and the rest of the models. Next, I used Army Painter's Dark Tone to wash the skin. You can use any dark, black, or brown wash for this step. That's just what I used. Then I come back in with my original skin tone and re-base coat the skin, but this time I avoid any areas where the wash is pooled or where it's the strongest. Like between the muscles, between the fingers, along edges where the skin meets the armor, things like that. Next, I'm going to thin down some black and apply this over the armor on the model. If you miss a spot, it's not a huge deal. This step is just going to make painting the metals a little bit easier, and if you want to just skip it entirely, you can. Just make sure you apply an extra base coat to those areas in the next step. As a quick aside, I want to say I'm sorry for the focus issues that are happening on screen right now. About halfway through this video, I decided to switch over to manual focus, and it kind of gets rid of a lot of the problems. Next, we're going to come in using a dark silver paint and block in any of the armor that you want to be that metallic color. I kind of strayed a little bit from the box art here and decided to go with a mostly metal armor instead of the red that is traditionally done in the box. I thought, being master smiths, they really wouldn't worry too much about having a lot of color on their armor and see it as a bit of a waste of time to paint everything. However, they did keep their helmets red as just kind of a quick way to identify who is friend and foe on the battlefield. And following up on that, we're going to use a mix of red with a little bit of black and a little bit of purple just to base coat the helmets. And on a few of the models, I kind of painted the odd knee pad or shoulder in red as well. Some of the free details that were left over on the weapons, like the handles and stuff like that, were also given a little bit of red. From here I thin down my copper paint and paint all the details that I want copper colored, such as the armor trim, helmet details, large rivets, caps on weapons, and other details like that. From this point, I'm just going to start dropping mixed washes onto the armor and weapons. I'm going to use a black or a brown wash, and that's going to use that around details that I really want to be dark. So, again, anywhere like where armor and skin is going to meet, the faceplate and stuff like that. And I'm going to use a sepia or a flesh wash for light stains and rust, and then orange for heavier concentrations of rust. I'm going to mix these wet across the entire surface of the model, any armor and weapons and stuff like that. I'll let it mix up a little bit, and then I'll clean up any pooling or any strong excess when I'm done applying it on each model. Now at this point you could reasonably call your model finished, and it's going to look fine on the tabletop, especially when it's in a group. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to push things a little bit further. I'm going to refine some of the painting I've done here. I'm going to kind of kick that wash back just a little bit. So we're going to take everything we've done, we're going to put some highlights and work on details. So starting with a brighter silver than we had before, we're going to go ahead And somewhere between a loaded brush and a dry brush, we're just going to kind of drag it along some of those raised edges, hit the chainmail in a couple areas, do some edge highlighting and stuff wherever we need armor to look chipped or worn. On larger surfaces like shields or big open armor panels, I use a little bit of like stippling almost. And this is a good way to kind of bring back those washes if you're not really liking how intense the effect is. This can kind of help dial that back just a little bit. Next, we're going to grab that original skin tone. We're going to mix in just the slightest suggestion of white to brighten it up and apply it almost like a glaze to reinforce those highlights. And I'm going to try and focus most of those highlights on any surface that is facing upwards. I'm going to apply a pure red in almost a stippling fashion across the helmet to create the impression that paint was beginning to chip and fade. I also do this across any armor panels that I've painted red. Finally, I'm going to use a gold to highlight any copper details, and I'm going to try and edge highlight in kind of irregular patterns to make it look like it's been chipped and weathered away. And the last step is to apply some sort of basing materials. You can do this before or after, whatever works best for you. I did this at the end for this one. Depending on what I want to do with my bases, sometimes I'll do it before I even paint the model. But this part's kind of up to you. You know, however you want to base your models, go ahead and get that done. But here's my completed army. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I had a lot of fun painting these guys. It was kind of different mixing this up with some of the stuff I normally paint in the Minis universe. I can't wait to paint some of the other warbands. And hopefully you guys look forward to more content like this. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.